What was your toughest class or rotation in medical school?
That first year was tough. Anyway, I'm a chemistry major, so I never planned on actually going to medical school.
Really?
It just kind of happened.
That's not true.
You gotta know how it just happened.
Excuse me, is this the reading room?
Yes, I'm Dr. Saad Manzoul.
I'm Dr. Travis Howard.
Welcome to the reading room. Thank you for pressing play. We have a special guest here today with us, Dr. Kenneth Harrison.
Dr.
How
Harrison.
are you?
I'm well. Thank you both. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so
calling.
much for coming out.
Absolutely.
I know you're very busy on these days.
Yeah, usually, yes. Today is my day off, so
Oh, wow.
I'm good today. But usually, yes.
Yeah, we apprate you coming up
But
on your day off.
This is a special event. So
Excellent.
absolutely.
Oh, it's special because you're here. We know everything about you.
Just pay this guy.
But seriously, though, we really appreciate you coming. And we really want to hear everything that you've been through and how you've made it to where you are so far. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, going back to medical school, what was your toughest class or rotation in medical school?
That first year was tough. Anyway, I'm a chemistry major, so I never planned on actually going to medical school.
Really?
It just kind of happened.
That's not true.
You gotta know how it just happened. Towards my junior year, I planned. But probably physiology was.
Really?
Because you don't have a real need to take a lot of as a chemistry major, you don't have to take a lot of physiology and biochemistry as well. I didn't take biochemistry. I was chemistry / engineering.
I see.
Than chemistry
okay.
medicine. Yes.
Well, Dr. Howard here also was an engineer in undergrad.
Yeah.
Started on the engineering track
Yes.
and then transitioned over to medicine. So what was your original plan? Was it engineering?
No, my original plan was to go into criminology.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I wanted to be a detective. I wanted to be a policeman. That was my
Really?
original goal. And it's very similar to what we do now.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Very
kind of-
similar
I see
to
the
what we do
connection.
Kind of
now.
roundabout way to get
Yeah,
to the same goal.
Yeah. Very similar.
Find the problem.
Yes,
Okay.
the culprit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Wait, so you were in undergrad doing chemistry, and you just woke up one day you were in medical school?
No, well, back in the day, and it might be the same way now. Most, if you were doing well, it was engineering, or medicine, or maybe political science, or computer science. Was starting at that time too.
Yes. Okay.
So a lot of my friends were applying to medical school, and honestly, that's how.
That's cool.
How I transitioned.
Exposure.
Yeah. That's how.
And without those friends venturing into medical school, what do you say the likelihood that you would have taken that journey?
50-50. Actually, when I applied to medical school, I also applied. I also applied for my first job, which was a chemist at a water plant.
I like that.
So I made the right choice.
There you go. You got a backup plan.
You always have to have a backup
I made the
plan.
right choice.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
So where did you go to undergrad? Like, where was this happening at?
I went to undergrad at Old Dominion.
Okay.
And then I went to medical school at Eastern Virginia Medical School.
Oh, okay.
And the medical school when I went was probably 5 years old, and it was very expensive. So I went through the military scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yes.
cool. And which branch?
Navy.
Oh, that's really cool. I guess like
Navy.
Eastern Virginia. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
When I was around sailors my whole life.
Oh,
so
that's
it's a
cool.
natural transition.
I remember interviewing there for like residency. Yeah, it was just a bunch of like sailboats and
Yes.
a lot of cool Navy people. Yeah.
Some of my colleagues lived on boats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's really nice. Okay, so now are you from like Eastern Virginia or where are you from
I'm
originally?
from Norfolk.
Oh, you're from Norfolk.
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to school at home. Yes.
Gotcha. What do they call it? The 5 cities or what are they called? 4 cities? 5 cities?
5 cities.
What is it,
I'm not
like
sure.
Hampton?
Oh,
They're
yes,
like all, like-
Hampton, Newport News, Virginia Beach, Norfolk. Yes, it'll come to me. Yes, but I know what you're saying. Yes.
You haven't been there in a while, I
Yes.
guess.
I know what you're saying.
That's all good. Cool. So, So you end up kind of follow. Wait, can you explain a little bit about the military scholarship into medical school? Like, how does that transition work? Like, were you in the military before?
No, they year for year.
Okay.
Year for year, and then every year you go and you do like 2 weeks training with them.
Okay.
And then after you graduate, you owe them 4 years.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Would you recommend
I did my internship at USC.
Oh.
And then I wanted to do a civilian. They let me do a civilian internship. I did internal medicine at USC, and then I went from USC into the military.
Okay.
Would you recommend the military route in retrospect?
Not if you can avoid it. It was basically doing the beginning of Desert Storm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And God works in mysterious ways. I was playing basketball at, I guess, Loyola in California.
Okay.
I thought I was a big shot.
Oh.
Not like you.
No,
just a little smaller than you. And
you're out there playing, though. Congratulations on that.
Yeah. I tore up my knee.
Really?
And that kept me from being sent basically everywhere. And if that were not to happen, my chances of getting into radiology probably would not have been.
Wait, so why do you say that? Like, how do you make that connection?
Oh, I got to meet a lot of people.
Okay.
I would have been on a boat all the time. I would have had, instead of being at a clinic where I could work and figure out what I wanted to do and get all my applications, I would have probably been on a boat.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah.
So you sought out radiology from medical school or from...
In my last year of the military, they gave me basically about 2 months to figure out what I wanted to do, which was nice of them.
Oh, okay.
And it came down to two choices. It came down to ophthalmology and radiology. Okay. And I worked for about a month in each of those clinics. Okay. And it was a tough choice. I actually applied to residency in both.
Oh, hedging your bets again. I like it.
I did. I got accepted in both.
Nice. Good.
And I chose radiology.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. Nice. Then did you know anybody in radiology at the time? Or like where did that interest come from? Just from like seeing people read x-rays or like how did that?
I didn't. I had experience in internal medicine and being a general practitioner. So, and had 4 years of it.
Gotcha.
So I knew what I didn't want to do.
I see.
So I worked backwards from what I didn't want to do.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I guess, so you feel like if you weren't out there trying to get your Bo Kimball on, then you would have potentially...
Yes, I mean, I doubt it. If it would have been radiology, it would have been a really tough transition at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was so it's competitive now, but it was
competitive at that time too.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yes. And not to put you on the spot, what year was this?
91.
91.
Yes.
Okay.
90 or 91. I think it was 91. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I started my residency in 92. So 91.
Gotcha. So 90, 91 you're at USC.
Well, no, at USC.
Yeah, no, when would you be like in LA?
88.
Oh, that was 88.
It's 87 to 88.
Were you out there with the riots too?
No, there was no riots when I was there. Okay. It was actually a great time. And I loved it out there. I thought I was a Laker, man. I had a nice sports car player.
Really?
Yeah, that's so good. Going to the Staples Center all the time.
Was it the Forum back then?
The Forum.
Inglewood.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So Travis was out in LA too after you finished.
Absolutely, man. Do you regret leaving?
Traffic was too bad.
It was horrible.
Traffic was too bad.
Yeah.
It kind of landlocks you. Yeah.
But it was really bad there. I remember.
The weather's good. It does landlock you, though. I feel like once you live in a certain place, you can kind of only be in that area because of the traffic, I guess.
Yes.
45 minutes just to get about anywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
For some reason. Yeah, that's so true. Oh, that's cool. So let me ask you this. So, so once you started radiology residency, how was the experience in radiology residency? And specifically, did you have any mentors? Did you have any?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I went to Howard. It was where I wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
It was, basically an all-black situation.
Mm-hmm.
It was great as far as working together with the other residents.
Mm-hmm.
We some very, very bright people.
Wow.
And my mentor was a friend of mine. I don't think. Well, he might. I don't know. But he was from Bermuda.
Okay.
He was from Bermuda. I don't know if I can put his name on it, but he was from Bermuda.
You can put his name out there.
Okay.
Put his name. You should. Definitely.
Daniel Stovall.
Okay. Daniel Stovall.
Yeah.
Come outside. Come outside.
Come on out, man.
Come on
Hospital
outside.
in Bermuda. Go to Radiology. He's still there. That was actually my first job too in Bermuda.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But he was a very bright guy, and he was a year above me. And he would, on our standardized test, he would always be like 96 percentile, 98 percentile.
Wow.
And I'm like, hey, how do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And
This is like the in-service exam, I
yes,
guess?
the
Okay,
in-service,
okay.
yes. And I would just to try to do well, I would find out what he did, and I would
Yeah.
do exactly what he did. And I might not get 96, but I would get like 92.
And that's good.
That's how I got through it. I followed his footsteps.
Now, was
for
he
4
a couple years ahead of you or
1
same
year.
year? He was 1 year. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
1 year ahead.
Yeah.
Which was best because he knew exactly what.
Yes.
Yeah, we kinda touched
and we
on
had
that.
this on one
Yeah.
of our other episodes. You talked about sometimes having mentors that are a little bit closer to you. It's good because you can kind of follow in the direct
Absolutely.
footsteps. You know?
Absolutely.
So, oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you were there for 4 years. Well, let me ask you this: how was the application process to get into residency at Howard? Like, did you apply to different places? Did you look around, or you just kind of focused on getting to Howard?
I knew this is where I wanted to come. I
Okay.
knew Howard was where I wanted to go. I had been through the department before, but I kind of knew some of the people, but not that well.
Nice.
I knew some people in radiology. I didn't really know anyone in ophthalmology, and I got accepted to their ophthalmology program as
Oh,
well.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was pretty straightforward.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Why did you want to go there?
I wanted to, after being in the Navy and being in a predominantly non-black environment,
Yeah.
I wanted to be in a black environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I've had that same feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, I think Travis touched on how, like, when he was in, I guess, undergrad.
Undergrad.
Yeah, you were thinking about
high
it, too.
school, all of it, up until a point where I applied for medical school. I wanted the all-black experience.
Right.
And that was my goal.
Yeah.
Some things sent me a different way, but you know,
Money.
that's what it was. the money came. And it was
No, but
hard
there's
to
something to
deny.
be said. I mean, you had your school kind of paid for by your time in the military. You know, some of us get scholarships. Some
Right.
others, you know, you take out these huge loans to go to
yes.
school, and the
Yeah.
loans really do affect your life. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, like, you know, that's actual money you have to pay back.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
I think now...
With interest.
Oh yeah, with interest. Yeah,
Yeah.
with interest. I mean, I think now I was reading and heard about some schools kind of paying for medical school for
They do.
students, right? Who like, I guess, do you have to go into a primary care track, or is that not necessarily?
I know when I was in medical school, that was actually an option. If you went
Okay.
to primary care and you put in a certain amount of years, and you know that your loans would be forgiven.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
and you know, going into radiology, I thought there was such a push to do primary care,
Yeah.
especially if you have a passion for taking care of African Americans or
Mhm.
anyone, you know, with decreased access to healthcare.
Absolutely.
Then you know, when you say you want to go into radiology, they're looking at you like, well, what are you doing? You're in it for the money. You
Right.
don't care.
Yeah, they put a weird pressure on you to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know, they're like, you can be successful, but not that successful.
Yeah,
Right.
Which is, you know, that's unfair. So,
Right.
because like you can affect people's lives by also,
Absolutely.
you know, being successful and being like,
Right.
you know, showing people how to like make it in something that hasn't really been, you know, accomplished before. You know, so I
Right.
think that's so true.
Yeah.
So speaking
And I'm not like you do. I still consider myself a primary care provider.
Yes,
I'm a radiologist.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, no. Every day, I think we make a lot of decisions based, you know, kind of determining what happens to patients depending on what we
Right.
see on the scans, you know. So
Right.
that's so true, and that's something I didn't really know about until I like started, residency. I mean, we talked about this before. Like, I kind of chose radiology based on like them starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Sadly,
that lifestyle.
That's it. Y'all always look happy down there in the dark, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Look happy.
Sound very smart and very happy.
Yeah, you got to find them. Though. You got to find them.
That's it. It's
Exactly.
hard.
Exactly. That's why we're here in the reading room. Exactly. So tell me more about your Bermuda fellowship.
When I
Was it a fellowship?
no, as I was finishing my 4th year of residency, my Daniel had already gone back to Bermuda.
Oh,
He was
okay.
already going, and I said, you know what, I think I might like to live in another country.
Wow.
And honestly, I like Bermuda shores and having tea every day.
There you go.
I did.
What were the hours?
It was normal. I was just we got about 9.
Yeah.
But it was a gradual 9.
Yeah,
it
gradual
wasn't,
9.
It wasn't a.
It wasn't American
It wasn't
9.
No, it wasn't American. It was a gradual 9. And
We know that 9.
And everything stopped at noon
Yes.
for tea.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
How long was the tea break?
Man, about at least an hour. Had to have some milk in your tea.
Oh, that's so
the
good.
proper way.
Oh, it's so
And-
necessary.
Yes.
It's so necessary.
And we'd end up about 5. It was a really good experience. I got good evaluations from, of course, the radiology department and internists. The surgeon.
Okay.
It's always the surgeon.
Right?
It's always the surgeon.
They don't know about tea time?
Yeah, no, that's not.
No.
No, he knew, but the surgeon said he didn't want another person right out of school. So,
Oh.
he wanted someone with more experience.
I see. Yeah.
Like a lot of places, surgeons carry a lot of weight.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, they have to trust
But you would have
so.
stayed otherwise.
Oh yeah, I mean they were interested. It was close. I would have had to. It was tough because they only had like 2% taxes. But if you're an American and you live someplace else and you don't renounce your citizenship, you still have to pay taxes. You still have to pay our taxes, and you can deduct their taxes.
Yeah.
And also in Bermuda, you can't buy land. They don't have an immigration problem. There is no real.
Interesting.
No,
Okay,
you couldn't
okay.
really buy land, so I would have had to really get something. I would have had to find a very nice Bermudian young lady
Get you some
Marry-
marry into it
Marry into some land.
and hope it worked. Because if it didn't work, they're going to send
you were
packing
out.
back.
You're back at Howard.
You're back.
Exactly.
They send you back packing to the mainland.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yes.
you're there total for how long?
No, I was only there. That was a job application. It was about a month.
About a month? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But I got paid.
Hey,
So, yeah,
there
it was
you
my
go.
first job. I got paid.
So you got paid for vacation.
Yes.
Can't beat
Yes.
that.
No.
Cannot beat that.
No,
Oh, that's
not
good.
at all.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what was your next path on your journey? I guess after that.
Next path was finding a not residency. What's after? Fellowship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next path was finding a fellowship, and I went to. Well, then it was Hahnemann. Now it's all part of Drexel
Yes.
and Medical College. of
Used to be
Pennsylvania.
MCP Hahnemann. I
Yes.
remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I was there for a year. Lived in downtown Philly on Broad and Vine.
Oh,
And-
Southside Bully.
Yeah, man, it was tough. It was not.
Okay.
it was tough, and had a great. I mean, Philly was not my favorite spot. It was
Yeah.
close to New York,
Yes.
which made it great.
Yeah.
In
It's like
between
an
DC,
hour and a
I
half
didn't
or
go-
something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it was great. It was great training. Philadelphia is great training. We have interdepartmental meetings and stuff like that. And then from MSK, we'd
Yeah.
always go to Jefferson.
Oh,
and we
and which is
presented-
one of the best places in the world. Yeah.
For education, Philly, you can't knock it. It was
Yeah, there's
great.
so many good programs in Philly,
Yeah.
like for everything.
Yep.
For
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
I agree.
So.
Yes.
And what year was this? Were you in?
This was 97.
97.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Just about 97, 98. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's it's about the time me and my brother got into the Roots hip hop group.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
Right out of Philly.
All right out of Philly.
Oh, yes.
Them and Jill Scott.
Oh yeah, Jill Scott. Oh yeah, Philly. Yeah, like growing up in the Midwest, we were like, yo, Philly is it's like a mini New York. They have like a really nice hip hop scene, and we liked all the hip hop that came out of there. So we had a very positive image of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I was into the jazz scene, a little older,
Yeah.
so I was into the jazz scene.
Mhm.
You know, and everybody had to go, and you'd have to have your nice suit on. And
Oh,
and-
okay.
Oh my goodness! And,
Did they have those first Fridays there? Is that just an Ohio thing?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm sure they did someplace else.
So why'd you choose MSK?
I actually chose more of my residency was kind of body, so it was body and MSK, so it's combined.
Okay.
It was combined, and that's what I enjoyed doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoyed looking at body MRI. I enjoyed reading, skeletal shoulders and knees. So it was a combined internship.
I see. Let me ask you.
And then after this, I came close to going into interventional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You after?
I had a someone dropped out of a program, and I had
Okay.
another mentor who was an interventionalist.
Okay.
Okay.
And he called me and he said, we have an opening. Actually, that was when I came to Kaiser. I had to either start working at Kaiser or I could go back and do an interventional fellowship.
Oh wow.
All right.
And it was a close call.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was a close
And
call.
this would have been at Hahnemann too?
No, this was at Washington Hospital Center.
Oh, in DC. Okay.
Yes, that was
Okay.
at Washington Hospital Center.
Wait, do they still have an IR program?
I'm not sure. It was,
Georgetown.
Georgetown. Oh, I guess it's like Georgetown's program.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Washington Hospital doesn't have an IR program anymore.
Well, no, not the hospital itself, but
Yeah.
all the trainees there are from Georgetown.
I see.
Oh,
I see. I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool. That's cool. So
They had a program for a long time.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Let me. I have a question to ask you. When I say Louisville, what do you think?
I think of the exam.
Oh yeah.
I think of the exam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think of the exam. Very nervous time. I still remember the good and the bad.
Oh, there was good.
Mettler, nuclear medicine, nicest man.
Yeah.
Extremely nice.
Oh, that's
Extremely
yeah.
nice. And there was this guy down at MCV who was not nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember his name, so I'm not gonna. But he for my chest exam.
Okay.
He showed me 10 cases of high resolution CTs.
10?
10. Nothing but high resolution CTs.
And so you had to scan through all those images.
And know them on a dime.
Well, first of all, can we just tell the listeners that like Louisville is just like this ridiculous experience? Did you go to Louisville?
A haze. No, I did not.
You didn't?
I didn't
Okay.
have to,
Let me
but
talk
I
about
hear it's a
Louisville.
haze.
Oh, okay, let me tell you about Louisville. Louisville, first of all, no matter where you went to residency, you had to walk there. No, I'm joking. But basically, it's just this
In the snow.
Yeah, and uphill both ways.
Uphill,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's just the weirdest experience. Basically, you had to go to Louisville, and then you had to basically get on a plane and go to like this random city in the middle of Kentucky, and then you get off the plane and you're like there with like the most nervous people in the world.
Yeah.
Everyone's losing their minds.
Yes.
No matter what hotel you stay at.
Cramming
it's
books all
you
the
just see
time.
people looking at books and talking about cases.
Flashbacks of medical school.
It's the highest stress environment
Yes.
like I've ever like been in, and then when you get there, like basically it's so weird. Like you end up it's an oral examination, right? So basically it's in a hotel. You get to the hotel, and tell me if this is not right. I'm not sure, but basically you get to the hotel, you walk in, and basically they just take you to like a floor, and then you basically like just sit there until they tell you to go into these doctors' rooms.
Yeah.
And then when you go into their rooms,
Did they still have that horrible yellow floral paint on the wall?
Yes,
it
they
was
did.
horrible.
They
It was
never-
just dingy yellow floral
they never changed
paint.
anything. And then basically you'd walk in and you'd see like their pajamas on the floor, and like it's just a weird thing. And then you would sit, and they would sit behind you, and they would just show you pictures.
Yes.
And then like they're showing you the pictures, and they're like, you don't know like how you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, well, they'll show you something. You'll say appendicitis, and they'll say nothing, and just show the next case.
Yes.
You're like,
Did I get it right?
Like, I have no idea. And then you do this like 9 times, I think, right?
Yes,
And each,
yeah.
or is it 9
It
or
was
11
10.
times?
I think it was 10.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times. It was. And then, to me, you tell me this is true, I think the worst part of it was the way back. So you basically go to the airport. The airport's filled with all these like medical residents who are like out of their minds.
Yeah.
They're all nervous. They're all
Yes.
crying or like drinking or it was
Or
just
both.
yeah.
Same.
And,
Yeah.
and they're going through the questions. Like they're all like going through the questions. You get on the plane.
No.
There's no direct flights. You have to take like 2 flights to get wherever you got to go home. It was just. It was
misery. The IR boards are the same way.
Is that it's still oral, right?
Oral boards. First time because I didn't have the Louisville experience.
Okay.
But you get there and you're in this room, the attending's room, and some of them you've seen on the interview trail.
Exactly.
You pretend like you don't know, and then they ask you these questions and you don't know if you got it right or wrong.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's like, and then
it's so subjective.
A lot of times you're asked a question, you answer it, and then you ask the same question.
Yes.
And you're like, I just answered that.
Is it mind game? Did I get it wrong?
Do I need to say the same thing again? Right. Oh, man. But, you have to just stay steadfast on what you think.
Yeah, no, that's
true. Keep it moving. Now,
like the saddest thing to me was, there was a guy there. He was older. He was like 60 or something. I'm like, why are you here? And then he's like, I have to come to be board eligible. And I was like, did you ever pass? He's like, no. I just come every year so I can stay board eligible. He just comes, fails, and then...
I've heard of people like that. Yes.
It makes no sense. It's
And then you get back home and you're waiting with the people in your class.
Oh, yes.
You're hoping everybody passed, but if everybody didn't,
better not be me.
It may not be the one.
Yeah, right?
It's so bad.
Stressful. Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. And then because you can either pass or you can condition. Is that what it is?
And you have to go back and do like 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, so then you have to go back to Louisville and do the same thing if you didn't pass certain sections. Is IR similar, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you would. But I think a lot of people, because you go through, the fellowship and you actually have to work some and you're out. So I think a lot of people pass. The pass rate's very high.
Yeah.
For IR boards. Yeah.
I mean, it is, but I feel like the heart attack rate is higher. It's so tough. It's so stressful. It was an experience.
Yes.
So you said something that I kind of want to hone in on. You said, let me not be the one. Yeah. So, and this is kind of a segue for me to ask you, what do you think were some of your biggest challenges throughout your journey as an African-American man in medicine and radiology?
First was definitely medical school.
Yeah.
It was a traumatic experience. I'd never seen such type A people. I had a small chemistry, my chemistry class.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 4. Well, at the end there was 4. How many in the 10? But at the end of us who graduated in chemistry, there was only 4, and we all got. We were all very different. We all got along. I was the only black person.
Yeah.
In medical school,
and these were your friends who went to medical school?
No, these were just graduated from college.
Okay.
And so going to medical school, I expected some. My class was cutthroat. I mean, it was.
You said that the school was new when you got there too, right?
It was. You could either go 4-year or 3.
Yeah.
But I remember.
Wait, go 3?
It started. Yes, it started off as a 3-year school because you needed. That area and the Eastern Shore needed primary care physicians.
Oh, so they're trying to pump them out.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yes. I see. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes, I chose the 4-year course.
Smart man.
But there were just a lot of very type A people, and there are people who were veterinarians, there are people who came from all walks of life. They weren't like and there are people there who were very rich. I mean, I was still taking the bus. I took the bus to medical school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People,
wow.
So it was something.
Wow. Wait. So, can you take us back to your first day, like orientation, or just first day, just looking around? Like, did you see a lot of black people? You see a lot of. How big was your class? I guess. Like, what was the diversity level?
There was about. I can't remember the number of people. It was fairly large because it was a 4 and a 3-year mix.
Okay.
And at that point, you still could go either way. There was even once you started, you could always transition to 3 or 4.
Okay. Okay.
There were 6 of us, and I don't know how you guys. It's when there's 6 and there's like over 100 or more people.
Yeah.
You never know when you see other black people. Sometimes how to approach them. You really don't.
Yeah.
You really want to go to everybody and say you're my best friend, but that's not the way it happens.
Right.
Exactly. They're like, I'm hanging out with my friends.
That's it.
I thought we were gonna be friends.
Right. I don't know you.
I don't know you like that.
Right. Back up.
Oh, it's so
So
true.
it was stressful.
Yeah.
And
how'd you cope? Like, did you make a friend? Did you?
it was tough for it was tough for a while. It was really tough for a while. Eventually, and some of us, we all went our separate ways, to be honest, which is to some degree a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
One guy and he became pretty close friends. And the way I initially coped was we had a very good lady, a very good minority affairs lady. And she was very sympathetic, very understanding. And she knew the pressure of being in that environment.
Sure.
And then when, that worked to some degree, and then the other part is that at some point you need somebody to talk to.
100%.
Oh, yeah. And one of the people I talked to was the person who was the when you went through your clerkships, your in-hospital experience.
Okay.
He was a black guy. He was a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And I went to him, and I said, "What's wrong with me?" And he looked at me and he goes, "There ain't nothing wrong with you." He goes, "The way you're feeling is very, logical and straightforward."
Yeah.
So having somebody say that, was very important.
Oh, it's very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, just know that like what you're going through is
it's normal.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not completely normal, but like your reaction to it is normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air when you
Right.
hear that from a
Absolutely.
professional.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And shout out to all of the minority affairs departments all around the country.
Absolutely.
I think they've
making a difference.
Big difference.
Right.
Big difference. Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot. I think their jobs kind of go. They kind of very understated. I think because I think like at the schools they might not know how important they are, but very very important. So,
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. So.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So you made it through though.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
Yes. Yes.
That's the most important thing.
Yes.
So let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
So like during your rotations, now did you rotate like with the black psychiatrist person?
When I did psychiatry.
Oh, you did? Okay. And
But-
like, how do you remember seeing a lot of like black physicians like on your?
No, there weren't enough of them. I
Mhm.
remember two. There was a doctor, Dr. Britt
Okay.
from Johns Hopkins, a really famous surgeon.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think he came there and took over trauma surgery.
Okay.
Very nice guy.
Okay.
Very helpful.
Mhm.
For a black man to come to a place like that and take over a department was not easy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And doing surgical rounds. At first, I thought he was picking on me until I realized that he wasn't. He was really trying to like he would always ask me questions.
Yeah.
Some of them were slow pitches and some of them weren't.
Doesn't matter.
But he was getting
But you're
me
getting the
involved.
attention.
Yeah.
You're getting the attention. I think when you don't get the attention,
Yes.
it almost kind of
Yes.
You can
makes
hide.
you feel worse. Yeah.
Yes.
You can hide, and it's just nice when someone knows your name
Yes.
as well. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that makes sense. Oh, that's good. That's good. And do you know if he's still there?
He's part of the hospital. He's
Okay.
probably a emeritus professor
Or? Okay.
now. No,
All
Dr.
right.
Britt was, he's big time. So
Yes.
whoever sees this, but if you know that,
Dr.
going into
Britt.
surgery,
Yes.
you know
I'm sure
who
they
that
know
is.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very kind gentleman, very helpful.
That's
Yes.
very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's great to hear. I think it's just good to see someone doing what you are doing. Something like even if it's not the exact specialty, just seeing someone who's like, coming in and taking over a department who's similar to you. That gives you a lot of confidence. A
Right.
lot of
Right.
a lot of confidence, which is so important.
Right.
So important. So.
And coming here.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah,
Even here.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Exact same thing. You just want to be able to see people who are doing what you've done. A couple weeks ago, Travis brought in a book about black radiologists.
Absolutely, yeah.
That I didn't even know about. Like you said, the first black radiologist was 1865, graduated from Howard, I think.
Yeah. Well, born in 1868.
Yeah. Okay.
I think his name was Marcus Wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's this book I got from the NMA, and it's black radiologists, so it was crazy to see how many of us have gone into it, and
scattered all over though.
Yes.
Scattered all over.
Yes.
But that's cool that you went to an actual like black radiology residency.
It was a very good experience.
Yeah.
We studied it with each other. We supported each other, and we would go to the competitions because in those days you had residency competitions.
What?
Oh, wow.
And we go.
What is that?
The GW. Well, at the monthly meeting for the DC.
Oh, DCMRS. That's right. Okay.
The residents would have a competition before the meeting started.
I was a part of those. Very stressful.
What school were you at?
I was at GW.
We would wear y'all out, man.
I love it.
We would wear y'all.
You would. I got that worn out though.
In those days, you probably was out there, but we did well. So we all supported each other, and then. So
that's great to hear. Good. Yeah, no, that's great to hear. Because
if you had any recommendations for anyone seeking this path, this career. What would they be?
First, being a Christian and giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I would say pray on it.
Yeah.
And do well in whatever you're doing and pray on it. And if it was meant for you to get there, then that's where you'll end up. And if by chance you don't get there, I mean, and I'm sure your job doesn't define who you are.
No. No, not at all. Not at all. You don't want that.
No, your job doesn't define who you are. So, and work hard and be happy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. That's great advice. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We learned so much.
We did, man.
Were you right-handed or left-handed jump shot?
Oh, right. Man.
Right-handed? Okay.
Right-handed.
Okay.
Right. I can't get up that high anymore, but I still have bows. I can clear out space. I can clear the
body
space
out.
Yeah. That's right. Excellent. Well, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And, I think we're going to try to go to Howard at some point, too. And, kind of see what the students there at the radiology interest group are talking about. So we'll definitely have you come and you can be our professor emeritus.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks again.
Yes. Until next time, stay low. Keep firing.
Keep firing. That's right.
That's it.
Hit us on IG at Reading Room Talk and drop a line or voice note to readingroomtalk@gmail.com so we can discuss your case. Please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or wherever you get your pods, preferably in between cases.